Hi, I'd like to provide just a little bit of introductory material about this mask. If you receive one of these masks from someone or directly from me, there is a couple of things to know about this mask, which might just make it easier to firstly understand it and then how to handle it. So it's made out of bioplastic, and so when you go to clean this mask, it should not be put into a really warm environment. Like, don't put it in a dishwasher, don't microwave it, don't put it in hot water. It will melt and damage the mask. So, your best method for cleaning this, don't submerge it. Wipe it down with a sanitizing rag or soapy water. Don't submerge it, just wipe it with soapy water, then dry it or rinse it. Use a rinsing a clean paper towel as a rinse, and then dry it, and then replace the media out of the front. And that whole cleaning procedure can take place without actually removing the media, as long as you don't get it wet. If you do get that wet, just let it dry out. This is entirely made out of plastic, this media. Although it looks like it's cotton or something like that, it's entirely made out of plastic. So getting it wet is not recommended. But you can clean this whole mask down without ever affecting this media if you just use it in a very sporadic use. Like if you're going to the store and you're just wearing it to go around the store, you don't necessarily have to change this media out every time you use it. With the number of times people are repeatedly using these masks, this at least offers an opportunity to change this out every now and then. And if you have a source to enough media, you can change it out every time you use it if you like and wash it down. There is a video on where I got the media, and you can source it yourself. When you buy this mask, I do give you 10 pieces of filter media. One of them has been installed, so you get a bag with 9 more pieces, so you can replace this 9 times. Unfortunately, the best material available for the straps is just rubber bands, and I only thought of those just simply because there is no fabric over them. They can just easily be left to dry. And if you're, again, the point I was making earlier with the idea of the rubber bands, they don't get wet, or if they do get wet, they can be dried out. The plastic will dry out. And if you're just using it sporadically, just hang this mask for a couple of days, and it should be free of virus. Virus can't survive on these surfaces for all that long. But again, all of this is cleanable. The inside seal, which again, I've got videos for every aspect of this mask. This is replaceable, or you can just wipe it down and sanitize it. But you can source that locally. And in order to put the mask on, you would grab the bottom straps. I like to hang these over the front, and then just pull these straps over your neck, and then go ahead and bring these over the top. Okay, for those of you first trying this on, or if you're curious about how this fits and you're watching this video for that reason, one thing that I have been instructing people to do when they test fit these masks is to check to see whether or not you can create a seal or a vacuum just by covering the front of the mask. So if you are wearing this and it's comfortable, if you cover the front of this with your hand and breathe in, you should feel the mask pull against your face. If you don't feel any leaks coming through the mask, you've got a pretty good fit. You may want to readjust it if you do feel that, and confirm that you can get it to fit right without any leaks. But the amount of pressure drop you're creating by creating this vacuum like this, that's quite a bit of pressure drop compared to when there's nothing blocking this hole. So a decent seal here will give you all the protection you need from leakage. And the whole idea with this mask is to try and filter the air that you're breathing through some media so that you don't have to breathe in the air through a leaky piece of cloth material that you've constructed on your own. And of course, this media, which I covered in another video, is HEPA rated. So it is definitely equal to or greater than the filtration capacity of an N95 mask. If you would temporarily want to pull this mask down, you can always just do this. course, anytime you're touching your face with your hands, please be aware that you should sanitize your hands. But instead of grabbing the front of the mask, you can always just, for a moment, pull this down if you need to for some reason to wipe your nose or whatever. People have been having problems with dripping noses and masks, generally speaking, whatever mask you're wearing. But you can replace this mask back on your face by pulling the straps back up and adjusting your seal if you need to, like that, once you have done whatever you need to do for the reason taking your mask off. Hopefully that's some good information about the way this mask was built. A little bit about the plastic that the mask is made out of. It's bioplastic, and it has a very low melting point. And so, again, you should not put this in the dishwasher. You shouldn't put it in hot water. It will soften it. It definitely has a fairly low melting point. The way I recommend cleaning this is to just wiping it down with alcohol, isopropyl alcohol, and or sanitizing wipes on the outside, or just soapy water. Wet it down with soapy water, or wipe it down with a soapy rag, and then just dry it off. And at that point, if you are changing the media, you can also clean the interior mouth grill, which pops out. You would see that in a different video. So hopefully that's a quick introduction to how this mask works, how to put it on, and then some characteristics about the mask itself. All right, thanks.